Hey, what it does, everybody? I am Nate, the producing producer, and today we're going to be going over how to properly update your story once new information has become available. That's what we do on this channel, is we explain to everyone what it takes to actually be a news producer. From the rundown to running the show, from behind the scenes to the producer's desk, we cover it all. So if that's the sort of thing that you're interested in, dress up like the subscribe button for Halloween, and go out and have yourself a night like it's the Purge. So, with that in mind, let's build a show. One of the things that you really have to keep in mind is when you're updating your story like this, is the information that's going to come to you will almost always be in the form of a second press release. And what this does is it updates the timeline and fills it in with much more detailed information. Things like exact times, exact addresses, the names of the people involved, etc. With this being a press release, you still have to decipher the information and present it in a reader-friendly way for your audience. This is still a developing story. This is still an active investigation at this time. So we're only getting what the official sources are saying. In this particular case, the official source is a Facebook post from the sheriff's office. We can use those as official sources. One thing we should never do is use the comment section as official sources, even if the sheriff's office or the police department or whoever puts a comment in there. Only refer to the official press release. It doesn't happen often, at least not in a small market like this. But as you're gathering more information, the victim's family can call into the news studio and request an interview. What you have to do is try to stay as objectively neutral as possible. Ask the right questions, jot down the information that they have, and then verify as much of the information you can so your story remains up to date and accurate, and never use inflammatory language against anybody. Never blame anybody, just explain the events as they unfolded. This is my original Word document from the original story. As you can see, there's not really a whole lot of information going on here, just some very generic things of as we know in the moment. Now here it is with the update attached to it. As you can see, there's a whole lot more detail going on with this update as you would expect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this new batch of information, we're going to begin copying and pasting it into the slug line to build both our story and our graphics. Create a new slug line, and we're going to call it Update Officer Involved Shooting. Put in our CG. We're going to keep this as a dazzle since it's in the A block, and that's just what I like to do. So we're going to double click inside of this. It's going to pop up over here on the other side. What we're going to do is begin putting in our camera cues for the production guys. Get all of your little shortcuts put in. Put in your first line there. This is your intro. You can put a sting in there if you want to. You don't have to. Okay, we're going to manipulate these sentences just a hair to make it better for the anchor. Now, this is the difference between doing it for online and doing it for on the air. You have to manipulate your sentences a little bit to better tell a cohesive story. What I like to do is keep them separated. That just makes it easier for me and for the anchor to read. And then the audience can read the bullet points from there. Right here is when the anchor will read this line on camera. Now we're going to cap this off. Now for our graphics, what we're going to do is use our bullet points. We're going to give this thing a title. We can just pretty much copy and paste it from what we called it in the rundown. Once you got that in there, just keep kind of copying and pasting the information. These are just bullet points. You're not repeating the story again. So just go with actual bullet points. Hit the highlights. Okay, once you're happy with what you got, go ahead and click into your story. Put that in there. And there we go. And that's how you update a story for your broadcast. Don't forget to add in your graphics for either your background, if you're using a dazzle like we did, or if you use OTS, got to have that in there. And also, it's a simple matter for online of copying and pasting into either WordPress or some other program that you use for your website and your social media pages. And don't forget to comment down below about what you would do on the first night of the Purge if you were dressed up as a subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future updates. Until next time, that's going to do it. See ya. So I came into work this morning, I sat down at my desk and opened up my very first email. They told me there's something real good waiting for us in our little snack area right over here. I turned the corner only to discover that they lied.